Lights, camera, action. Welcome back to the Black Unlimited Talk Show with another episode of Limited Talk with Darius Silver, which is myself, to some, and Mr. GQ, to some and all. Before we get into today's episode and today's topic whatsoever, I know you guys recognize the new backdrop, the new area, but this is for the talk show. This is where I'm gonna be doing most of my episodes with guests, guests, whatsoever. So specters going forward. So I want to get that out the way. I know you guys recognize that. But welcome back to another episode of Limited Talk, where we discuss unlimited topics, hot conversations, hot discussions that affect all minorities, everyone. Just want to say everyone: African Americans, Asians, women, Indian Americans, Hispanics, everyone, even Caucasian males, whatsoever. So this talk show is for everyone, but topics that affect us as minorities as a whole. So, but for today's topic is let me back up a little bit. Sorry, as if I say this in all my episodes. If you're ready for today's episode, let's ride. So, for today's episode is nothing too extravagant, nothing new, but something that I feel like I haven't had a chance to talk about, get my perspective about. And I feel like it'd be useful, it'd be useful to me, useful to you guys, and just useful for people to have their own perspectives about my perspective, people's perspective, everyone's perspective about it. So I feel like today's topic and episode is something that I feel like I would love to talk about in a respectful manner, in a good way, that just brings truth, perspective, opinion, respectful opinions, as I might say, and this overall good conversation and good back and forth thinking and getting good back and forth dialogue. So for today's topic is something that has been talked about recently for a long time, but always been talked about for decades and decades, but recently we brought up a lot. And it's called privilege. The topic is privilege. So I'm gonna say this topic in a respectful way. Us as minorities don't have the same privileges. When I say minorities, I mean everyone: women, Hispanics, African Americans, Asian Americans, Indian Americans, whatsoever. We don't have the same privileges as the other whatsoever. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. As Caucasian males, whatsoever. So Caucasian privileges. When I say I want to talk about this topic in a respectful way, but in a way that it should be talked about. And one thing with my talk show, I wanted this talk show to be about transparent topics and topics that might be very hard to talk about. It might make people feel uncomfortable. You make myself feel uncomfortable, but I feel like it's something that moves the needle forward, progress. It helps me be better as a person, as a man, talking about these issues, and make sure I'm giving inspirational motivation to others and not being afraid to talk about these issues. So today's topic is about privileges that us as minorities don't have, or in a simple way, white privilege, or people stating another way of talking about how I want to say all Caucasian people, but Caucasian people who admit to white privileges and understand that is out there. We can't do nothing about that. But also realize that they might definitely hate that, and we respect that. But as soon as that privilege is threatened, they don't do nothing about that. So that's another thing I want to talk about, is that I heard this quote once, or this conversation once, is that, and which I think is true, but I'm just talking about this for perspective, is that as soon as Caucasian privilege is threatened by that particular individual, for example, if a person that's Caucasian needs something or did something or whatsoever, and that privilege is threatened by something, they automatically feel some type of way. But when things are going good or whatsoever, that privilege seems, it's not that big of a deal, or I can't believe my Caucasian race has that particular issue or problem. I want that privilege to go away. I hate everything about it. So that's what this episode is all about. And I feel like talking about it brings more awareness to it, brings more perspective to it, and overall, I want more perspective or opinions about it. I'm not trying to cause any drama or any type of problems. My job is to bring healthy, but hard but healthy topics and conversations to the forefront. I feel like this is a healthy topic about privileges that us as minorities does not have. So we don't have the privilege when it comes to not pretty much anything. When it comes to that particular issue and topic, is that whenever we don't have the opportunity or the chance to always, when something's needed, to pick up a phone and get it done right then and there that same day, or when it comes to a job, a loan for a business, starting something, applying for a job, interviewing for a job, knowing the right connection, anything in this world that's important, home ownership, equity, investing, financial opportunities, all that which plays into privileges that most of us as minorities, even the average people that are minorities, don't have access to. And we're not, like I keep on saying, we're not asking for handouts, we're not asking for, all these things, all these opportunities, or in a different way, all these handouts whatsoever. We want fair, equal chance opportunity. Not handouts, or we just want the respect that we feel like we deserve, the skills, the experience, the knowledge. So if we feel like we have that, we feel like we shouldn't just be judged based on the color of our skin. So when I'm talking about when I talk about privilege, some of our Caucasian peers see that, and they acknowledge that particular problem, and they acknowledge the issues that have gone on and still going on. And there's the other side that feel like it's not an issue, or things have changed, things have progressed, things have been fixed. So I could be honest, is that it's not all Caucasian people, it's not all Caucasian men, or all Caucasian women. It's only a few whatsoever, or that small percentage that doesn't see that particular issue. I feel like I'm doing justice, or us as a community doing justice, when I talk about these issues together. Community is hearing people's perspective, is talking about it, and bringing, not being afraid to talk about it. But since I'm going to stop you right there before I keep on talking about it. If you're liking this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my social media platforms on Facebook, rest on the screen, my Instagrams, my personal Instagram, and my business Instagram. And make sure you come back for more, as always. So go check out my other episodes as well. But that was a quick stop for a second. Let me continue on the topic. But yeah, I want to get that out quickly. But in terms of these particular issues, it's one thing to talk about it. It's one thing to just bring it to your attention, but it's another thing to go on and explain it and keep on talking about it and not being afraid to talk about it, even though there might be consequences of talking about it. And most of the time, there are consequences of talking about it. It can be small, big, medium, or whatsoever. There are always consequences to things that you do, even the right things that you do. And one of the things I've seen is that we talk about hard issues in the world, in your community, is that there's always going to be backlash, bad opinions, or consequences. Sadly, that's how the world works sometimes. And it's up to you to understand if it's worth the risk. And I feel like talking about this particular issue is a risk to it. And as always, this is the big topic. It's been a big topic for the last. It's been an issue for a long time, but bigger in the last 5 to 7, 10 years with everything that's going on. So it's been elevated and broadcasted, and more awareness has been brought to it in the last 2 to 3 years, actually, in my opinion. So, and that goes to every avenue that you could think about. So, like I said, financial opportunities, investing, starting businesses, even for the average person, buying instead of renting, job opportunity, career opportunity, education opportunity, and feeling, most importantly, just feeling included, feeling like you had that fair opportunity, and having that way of understanding that it's not bad all the time. So it's a I want to say a sensitive topic, but at the same time it is a sensitive topic when it comes to people like me, people that look like me talking about it. Or it goes for the same way, for people who don't look like me, call my Caucasian peers. It might be hard for them to talk about that as well, for people who understand that. And don't get me wrong, I respect everyone, all races, all communities, whatsoever, men, women, or whatsoever. I respect everyone. Treat everybody with respect, kind, courtesiness, everything. So this talk show is about inclusiveness in the community. So when I talk about these hard issues, I'm not throwing shade on the next race or the other race whatsoever. I'm talking about issues that we go through on a daily basis, have gone through, will go through, or going through in present time, or most likely will affect the next generation that comes after us. So I'm not throwing shade or talking about people or talking about another race when I talk about these issues. This particular topic or my other topics or my topics going forward in the future. It's not about saying this particular race is bad, or this particular race is not doing enough, or this particular race would never treat other people right. There's some bad apples in the tree, which is in everything that you do in life. There's bad apples in every race, but it's not to throw shade up. It's not meant to throw shade. It's meant to bring more awareness about these issues, and sadly, there is privileges that us as minorities don't have, we never have, and can't get to, and we never get to. And we're not really mad about that. We just want the fact that we want others to see that, from people from the other side who don't really tend to see it or don't want to see it. So that's today's topic, or that I want to talk about, was in a respectful manner. Please understand that, in a respectful manner, Caucasian privilege, the Caucasian privilege when it's threatened at the same time. The people who announce that there is a particular privilege, but the moment that it's threatened, they don't want it taken away, or they don't want it in question. So there's always those two particular topics makes you think about it. Think about that. Like, one thing is the Caucasian privilege, but as soon as it's threatened, that particular person tends to not want it to go away. Think about that. The average Caucasian person his privilege is threatened. The moment that it's threatened, they don't want it to go away. Think about that. But that's it for today's topic. Expect for these more hot topics coming soon. Wednesdays, Saturdays, weekly at that. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna switch up releasing dates, but expect these episodes weekly. Wednesdays or Saturdays. Sooner or later, probably change. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed today's episode. I know I enjoyed talking about it, and more of these risky conversations and topics are coming soon. So watch out for these episodes weekly. And yeah, come back for more of these episodes. So like I said, subscribe to this talk show. Go check out my social media platforms on Facebook on the screen, the Black Millennial Talk Show, and go check out my social media platforms on Instagram, my business Instagram that's on the screen, and my personal Instagram. But yeah, so make sure I say again, subscribe, share this video, go check out my shorts, do all of that. Thank you, I appreciate that. But as I always on every episode, and every episode that I do, if you haven't, go check it out. I always end out my episodes with this, my message to you guys, and to anything that I do, right? Stay mellow, right? Keep that mellow mind. Stay focused with anything that you're trying to do in life, your passions, your love that you want to do. And as my man Cam Newton says, one finger, one pinky, one thumb, one love. Boom.